Picture this. You're about to walk into an audition room. Your mind is racing, your palms are sweaty, your heart is just like going crazy. You are so freaking nervous, and yet there's a bit of you that actually feels alive. Like you could take on the entire world. What if I told you that as actors, I think we're addicted to this feeling? And what if that addiction is strangely sabotaging your career? I came across this quote from a book I was reading called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. Listen to this. When the stress response is turned on, whether in response to a real or conjured up threat, a powerful cascade of chemicals rushes into our system. You know where I'm going with this, right? And gives us a strong jolt of energy, momentarily waking us up in our bodies and certain parts of our brain to put all of our attention on the big three. This is very addictive to us because it's like drinking a triple shot of espresso. We get turned on for a few seconds. In time, we unconsciously become addicted to our problems, our unfavorable circumstances, and our unhealthy relationships. We keep these situations in our lives to feed our addiction to the survival-oriented emotions, that jolt feeling that we get. We just love the rush of energy that comes from our troubles. Here's what's happening in your body when you get stressed. You get this rush of cortisol and adrenaline, and it feels like it's something that we are drinking a shot of espresso too. It's a chemical cocktail that our bodies create to keep us hyper alert, hyper focused, and hyper vigilant. We used to use it all the time in caveman era when we were running away from lions, tigers, and bears, but now it feels the same when we're getting an audition. The mind is weird. So as an actor, sometimes this feels like rocket fuel to keep us focused and put our best work forward. And then we become addicted to that same stress feeling that's giving us that high of a shot of espresso. This is literally the science behind why we feel like we get stressed every single time there's an audition and why it feels really hard to not be stressed and just allow yourself to be in the flow. I mean, think about it. How many actors do you know thrive in chaos? I used to be one of those actors. I literally used to wait until last minute to turn my auditions in and be like, oh my gosh, I only have 2 hours to be able to do all this audition, even though I had plenty of time to get it done before. But I would tell myself that that was me doing the craft. That was me studying the art form of being an actor. And I was addicted to that feeling. So what is all of this costing us? Well, first, it's our creativity. We feel like we can only access our talent through this manufactured form of crisis and stress. When we're not actually being creative, we'd be more creative if we were just in the flow and allow things to come to us versus putting all this force behind it. Again, remember that chemical cocktail is coming in and it's feeling like we're alive. Sustainability. There's just no way you can continue in this career for 10, 20, 30 years to reach the successful point that you want to reach if you continue to approach it that way. Trust me, I know. I've been in it for 14 years and I had to find a different way too. Our well-being. I don't want to even get started on the impact of stress to your actual body and your health. Chances are you're probably living in fight or flight in a lot of other areas of your life. Let's not add acting into it. And lastly, our growth. We become addicted to this stress pattern that we're unwilling to try different things. Like, what if I told you you only get 20 minutes to prep for that audition and let's just see what happens? Your brain would be like, wait a second, that's not what I'm used to, and revert back to the old way, keeping you in a comfort zone that doesn't allow for growth. So what do you want to do about this? Well, you have to decide that you don't want to feel that way anymore. That's the first step. Acknowledging that, yeah, maybe I am addicted to that stress that comes through, and maybe it does feel good. I mean, ask yourself, are you truly creating a crisis before you do an audition? That way you perform better. If so, why don't you decide to take a walk right before that audition to let go of the energy? Or lie on your back before you tape and do a quick 5-minute calming meditation. How about doing something collaborative with your reader? Instead of asking them to do A, B, C, D and read back and forth with you, what if you do a couple acting exercises like old school theater classes? The floor is lava, you have to pee really bad. Somebody on the other side is listening to you, so you have to whisper. Anything to get you out of that natural, I have to do this a certain way feeling. I want you to practice accessing your creativity from a natural, grounded space because it's there and you deserve to perform from that space versus stress. It might feel weird at first, but think about it. If you want to be a series regular, can you handle that type of stress every single time you have to show up to set? And is that the life that you desire for yourself? And lastly, let's find you some support system because doing something like this can feel really hard and crazy by yourself. But if you have a couple friends that are doing it too, you can all hold each other accountable. Here's the truth. You don't need a crisis, stress, or troubles to find the energy for your self-tape. You do not need stress to have success. The most powerful actors I know and the most successful ones have learned how to find their own fire without burning down their lives on the in-between. You're enough. Exactly as you are, showing up whether you're stressed or in complete comfort zone. So why not go with comfort? If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments or anything else that you might be struggling with. I'm always going to be here to help actors figure out the mindset side of being an actor and bringing science into it because that's how I started to understand how to actually show up more in my power versus just deciding to take a super stance right before I audition. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate stress completely. There's just no way we can do that. We are going to be stressed no matter what because we really want the job. The goal is to stop being addicted to that stress and feeling like we need it to succeed.